I'm just gonna do it. Okay. Um, it's been a while, I know, and you're used to it by now, okay? I wanted to make this video as simple as possible because I'm not even gonna explain, but so yeah, it's been a while, and I know some of you might not even notice that I've been away for a while. You guys must have thought that I was just behind uploading schedule, or I wasn't just able to come up with contents, but actually that's not the case. So the real reason behind me not uploading recently is because unfortunately my grandma passed recently, and it's no joke. It's something serious that I'm still going through. And okay, I want this video to be as genuine as possible. I didn't even want to edit it, but I think I'm gonna blabber around too much because this is really sensitive and I want to say the right things. So I'm gonna be true to you guys. I actually have a guide right here of what I wanted to say, and I think I may edit this, but like very minimal, just cut out the useless parts like this one. Okay, so going back, I wanted to make a video about this. I didn't want to share every detail. It's just if I'm going to continue making videos, my usual videos, positive contents, I just don't think it'll be fair. I just don't think that it'll be fair for my viewers. Viewers. I just don't think that it'll be fair for you guys who have been watching me for the past few videos, and it wouldn't be fair to me because I don't want to put on a fake face of happiness or smile because I'm not okay. And as much as I want to only put out videos of positivity, uplifting contents, inspirations, and so on, I just couldn't do that if I myself am not even uplifted, if I myself am not happy. It's just, I think it'll just be a waste of time. So at first I thought I'm going to make like a semi-talk success of how I handled things, of how to go through things like this. But then I thought to myself, I am still going through it, and I still haven't overcome this huge situation in my life. So who am I to talk about, going through grief and going through pain if I am still going through it? So, but I still thought that it is very essential to share what I'm feeling right now, just for my own peace of mind. And hopefully one day I'll be looking back at this video saying to myself that, hey, so it was a really hard time. Here you are, like a few years later, you made it. Doesn't matter how excruciating the pain was, but you made it. I also wanted to make this video to show everyone that I know I usually talk about success and goals and reaching them and keeping the optimism, having the right mindset, but I also wanted to make this video because behind every success is failure. Behind every happiness is a moment that you were once devastated, you were once severely hurt, and that's really, those aren't just down times, those aren't just unfortunate circumstances, those are necessary. Actually, you know what they say, success is just a sequence of failure. And it's really important that everyone knows that, because nowadays people show you what they want you to see. They show you that they're happy, they're doing great, but behind all the facade is just, they get sad too. And as much as possible, as much as I want to put out positive contents, I also want to put out genuine and true contents, things that happen in real life. Oh, and by the way, if you're looking for a positive content or like a fun, goofy video of mine, I suggest that you just click away. But if you are enjoying this by this point, then congratulations. Moving on, I've always been ambitious. I mean, I love challenges. I think I still am. I still want to. But considering now that I have no one to take care of but myself, more time, more space, but you'd think that I'd be more productive, but the thing is, I'm not. It's like it got worse. When my grandma was still alive, there were additional chores, of course. I had to tend to her, I had to take care of her, especially during her last few days. I had less time for myself, less time for YouTube, less time to be productive, even for school things, less time for fun. Now that she's gone, you'd think that I'd have more time for myself, I'd have more time for productivity, but you see, there's no one holding me back even when she was still alive, but that was my choice helping her. And right now, I have more freedom. No one is holding me back. I have more time. I have more energy to spare, but the thing is, even though no one's actually holding me back, it's like I'm stuck. It's like I'm chained. It's so ironic how I have so much time in my hands, but I can't seem to utilize them the way I want to. Because I still have my goals. I still have the things that I want to do. I still have the things that I want to achieve, but it's like I'm stuck. It's like I'm glued to where I am. I mean, my body is functioning, but my mind is all over the place. And I am still uncertain of what to do to get back on track. I'm still unsure of how to continue the way I live. I am still figuring out what to do to get back to the old routine and hopefully be better. Thinking about it now, maybe it's because there's this person that you loved, you've been with, that took care of you, you took care of. There's this person that the main reason why you're doing everything in such a hurry because you want to give back as early as possible. There's this person that you dedicated all your achievements to, you've dedicated all your dreams to. Everything that you wanted to do was for her sake. And in less than an hour, she's gone. And that's really hard because it's kind of like she's the main purpose of everything that I was doing. And suddenly, she's gone. Just imagine how hard it is to live another day without purpose. It's really hard to reboot. It's really hard to get back up. Because you've had this thing set on your mind for your whole life, for your whole existence. 21 years of existence. And just gone. And it's funny how the number one, we look down on it so much when it comes to monetary things. It's like it doesn't even matter. Even in our everyday lives, the number one doesn't really matter. It doesn't add up that much. It doesn't lessen that much. But one person is removed in your life, and it makes so much of a difference. It's crazy, You lose one clothes, you lose 1 peso, you lose one toe. It won't change your life that much, but lose one person, it's like your direction. You're gonna question everything. But don't get me wrong, I grew up literally not even turning 1 year old without my father. And I was still little when my mother had to go overseas to work. And I'm with my brother, grandma, and her sister before, and she also passed away prior to my grandma passing away, and my aunt is with us. If you'd think it's like a very incomplete family, but never in my life did I ever feel incomplete. I never felt that void. I never felt that. I never felt like there was something missing. That's how much I'm loved. That's how solid our family was. And imagine the person who was keeping it all together is just gone. So it's really hitting us, day by day. And actually it's just been a few weeks. It's I don't think a month has gone by, but it already felt like years have gone by. Okay, so as down as I am right now, I'm still making some effort to get back on track. I'm gradually going back to working out because, as you can see, I've gained quite some weight because comfort food has been my partner recently. And with that, I'm working out. And they say that at these times, it's really important to cry or to let it all out when you want to, but I just don't really think that's my thing. Um, I don't like showing vulnerability to people. And also, not only that, you know, there are numerous times that I also want to break down. There'll be like a particular moment in a day that you'll remember things and you just want to break down and cry. But at this point, not only is it mentally and spiritually like torture, but it's also physically intolerable because I think I've cried too much when she passed, that like after a day or two when I would start to well up, it is physically painful right here. Whenever I start to well up, I feel like a pain, like a throbbing pain, like going down here. So I just, every time I'd well up, I just, brush it off because, there are memories that you don't want to forget, but once you try to reminisce them, it's so painful. Doesn't matter if they're happy or sad memories, it's just painful because you know that you're never going to be there ever again in your life. Also, I don't want to show vulnerability because I know that my family is also going through what I'm going through. And I'm not the only one who's having a hard time. So just think about what they're feeling. I know they also want to break down, and showing my weakness, showing that I also want to break down, it would just add up to their worries, add up to whatever they're thinking of, and you don't want to do that. I at least I don't want to do that because I just add up to their worries. And we've got enough of that. It's just I don't want to burden anyone with my tears. Yeah, so as much as possible, I am trying not to lean on anyone. So the pain is extremely traumatizing, but it's just that you have to remember, it doesn't matter how painful it is, that people come and go, losing someone. That's the main lesson, I think, that people do come and go, and this experience has taught me to like build up walls around me because the pain is so traumatizing that you want to do all measures to not experience it once again. And I know that's impossible, but at least you want to try to not experience it anytime soon. So, as much as possible, I'm really cautious and distancing myself from people. Which brings me to my other point, which is social media. Whenever I'm going through something really, really hard, I try my best to stay away from social media. I'm not as active as I've been, and I'm not really updated. You see, in social media, people show you what they want you to see, happy things, blessings, luxurious things, celebrations, so on and so on, achievements. It's not, and I'm staying away from it, not out of jealousy. I'm staying away from it because it makes me question things like why, and I don't know, it's human nature. You see people really happy, and while you're right here crying yourself to sleep, and it doesn't help your situation. It's not all the time that you could say, use it as an inspiration to be like that, to be like her, to be like him. That's not always the case. So, as much as possible, I just try to stay away from social media because the things that you usually see on social media, the happiness, the candid smile, or whatever it is that they're celebrating, or whatever luxury it is that they're having right now, that's not the whole picture. You have to remember that. Do not feel less for yourself. You have to remember that what you're experiencing right now, though it's really, really, really extremely painful, it's completely normal. You know, the smile, the fabulousness, the no filter pictures, the complete family whatsoever, that's not the whole picture. There's always another story behind every picture. And what you're experiencing right now is completely normal. So don't use the social media as a standard for the standard way of living. Because sometimes looking at social media and how happy and fine people are doing, it makes you feel like you're alone. Why am I the only one feeling this? Why are they happy? Am I doing something wrong? Or am I less of a person than them? That's not the case. I think another reason why I am doing this is because I want to tell people that you are not alone, in a sense that there are also other people experiencing what you're actually experiencing right now. As a matter of fact, there are other people who are experiencing a lot worse than what you're experiencing right now. But also, another great point that I want to point out is that sometimes it's actually best to be alone, okay? I know it sounds really tricky, but you see, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how long your conversation is with a friend, doesn't matter how deep your conversation was. You see, at the end of the day, you're the only one left with the pain. You're the only one left with the real feeling. You're the only one who could understand yourself. They might show their sympathy to you. They might say that they feel you, that they are sorry for you. But you see, give it a few hours, they'll be all living their life, while you're there still stuck with the pain. And that's fine, that's normal. Don't pity yourself, okay? Because that's life. That's the hard truth that everyone needs to know. You might feel right now that you have this dagger on your chest, and you might feel right now that your friend or someone special is actually consoling you. They might be, they have good intentions, but give it a few hours, give it a few days. They won't stop living their life just for you. And that's fine. What I'm saying right now may not apply to each and every one of us, but it's still a really great point that I really want to share to people, because it's very important that you know and you appreciate that you are the only one you could count on every single time. Always remember that you are not alone, in the sense that there are people who are also experiencing the same thing as you are, but you are still alone, in a sense that after all, you are fit to fight this, whatever you're going through, and survive. Maybe the reason why you don't have anyone who could genuinely listen to you, or maybe if someone listens to you but then later on they don't actually feel for you anymore, is because they're not necessary for your survival. Maybe the universe is removing them from your life right now because you have to focus on yourself. You have to focus and know that you're the only one. You only need you to go through this. So, to you who's watching this, if you're feeling really lonely right now and if you're going through something really hard or even worse than what I'm experiencing right now, embrace that feeling, okay? And remember, if you're feeling alone, that doesn't mean because you're not worth it. You're alone right now because you are worth it, because you are all you need to go through this. So don't get sucked into the hallucination that you need other people to survive a particular situation, because sometimes we just don't know it, but we are more than enough. No, you are more than enough to go through this. And I think that's one of another main lesson that this whole experience has taught me, is that my nanay really prepared me to be independent, and I must embrace that now. I wanted this to be a short video, but I think it's too late now, so I'm gonna wrap this up, and to my future self, if you're watching this, you made it through, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm sure Nana is too.